First of all, I offer my sastang dandavat puspanjali, my heart like flowers thousands and thousands of times, at the lotus feet of my supremely worshipable spiritual master. Asmadya Paramaradatam Guru Pada Padma Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad Ashtotara Satasishimad Guru Pado Vacharevada Sila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami. Secondly, I offer my pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Param Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, and all my Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara. And finally, I offer my pranam to all the assembled Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, Vancha Kalpatu. What is Bhakti? Sri Prahlad Maharaj, describing the angas of Bhakti, he has said, Savanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma, Nivedanam. 9 ways in which we can turn our consciousness, our attention to Sri Krishna. The cause of material existence is that we have turned our attention away from Krishna. This is the cause. There are many problems in life, and people propose different solutions to those problems. But even if they manage to solve one problem, Prahlad Maharaj said, I think that the material solutions to material problems are more dangerous than the problems because they create more problems. So if you solve one problem, you create two more when you follow the material course of life. So the difficulties of the material world, they're like endless waves in the ocean. When one problem passes, there's another one and another one and another one waiting without anything. So we cannot solve the problems and difficulties of the material life. We have to solve the problem of material life itself. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Krishna buli se jeev anadir vahi mukha atayava maya tari diya sangsara dukha. Because the living entity is bahimukh, he turned his face away from Krishna. This is why Maya, the illusory entity, is punishing him. So to make a solution to all problems, we have to turn our face towards Krishna. So how do we do it? In 9 different ways. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam. By hearing about Krishna, chanting about Krishna, remembering Krishna. Serving the lotus feet of Krishna. Performing archa and worshipping the deity. Offering prayers. Becoming the servant and the friend and Atmanivedan, giving everything to Krishna. So, these are 9 angas of Bhakti. And this verse is very famous. This verse is very famous. But not so many devotees know the next verse. Do you know the next verse that comes? The next verse is actually, it's part of the same idea and it's very important. Iti pum sarpita Vishnu bhaktis channavalakshana kreti bhagavattada tanmanyeditum uttamam. Prahlad Maharaj's father had asked him, tell me, what's the best thing that you learned? You have been in school now a long time, tell me the best thing that you have learned. Tanmanyeditum uttamam. Prahlad Maharaj said, I think that that person is perfectly learned and has completed all studies, who, iti pumsapita Vishnu, surrenders himself completely to Krishna and then engages in Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam and so on. In other words, Bhakti is not Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. Bhakti is first saranagati. Take complete shelter and surrender to Krishna. Afterwards, when you do Shravanam Kirtanam, then it can be called a Bhakti. Otherwise not. Someone is not surrendered to Krishna, and they're hearing and chanting, then this is like a drama. Sometimes in a movie, they have some actors playing the role of Hari-Krishna. So the actor, they put on a rubber bald head and some robes and like this. Actually, they're not devotees, they're actors pretending. So, if we are trying to practice the limbs of devotional service, but we have not surrendered our heart to Krishna, then we are making a drama only. Why are we serving Krishna? If we have not surrendered to Him, we are serving Him for our own benefit, for material gain, for material relief, for reputation, for family, society and reputation, recognition. So first thing, sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam shanam vraja ham tam sarva papebhyo moksheshami masucha. Krishna said, abandon all the dharmas which are connected to the physical body and subtle body, the astral body, psychological body. These worldly dharmas connected to varnashram dharma. These are all the dharmas of the gross and subtle material bodies. These dharmas, leave them behind, Krishna said, and just surrender yourself completely to me. Anukulyasya sankalpah, patikulyasya varjana, rakshistiti vishvaso, goptrtve varanam tata. Atmanikshepana karpanye, sadvida saranagati. In Sri Hari-Bhakti Suddhadaya, the 6 symptoms of surrender have been described. The first 2 entail pratigya, a promise. I promise Krishna, whatever is favorable for my development in devotional service, I accept it, unequivocally. And whatever is unfavorable, I promise to reject it, without hesitation and without looking back. Krishna knows the living entities hesitate. They think, I am doing my dharma and responsibilities in life. If I leave it, if I give it up, it will be sinful. Are the soul is manifested by Krishna only to serve Him. So if one will leave worthless, temporary, material things to serve Krishna, you will be sinful. Is it possible? But the living entity's consciousness is so dull. So because Krishna knows this, he says, Aham tam sarva papebhyo. I'll protect you from all sins. Then the living entity thinks, but if I leave my worldly enjoyments, okay, I'll leave them. But having left them, I'll remember them. So Krishna says, Ma suchaha, don't cry over those things. Don't lament. So, to accept what is favorable, reject what is unfavorable, rakshishiti iti vishvaso, to have the great confidence that in a moment of danger, Krishna will protect me. So, I don't need to carry a gun and learn karate and all these things. Krishna will save. Rakshishiti iti vishvaso, and most important, goptrtve varanam tata. Krishna will maintain me. All the living entities are afraid. They're thinking, in the future, when I become old, who will take care of me? I have to make all the arrangements now. I would chant Hare Krishna, but I have no time now, because I'm preparing for my future. So the devotee has no time for bhajan. So goptrtve varanam means, if I will surrender to Krishna and serve Krishna, Krishna will maintain me, always. Why not? Someone may say, but I don't want to put the burden of my maintenance on Krishna. No, Krishna likes it. He wants to maintain his devotees. That's what gives him happiness. He told Arjuna, Ananyas chintayanto mam yejana paripasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshema vahamyam. If someone, by their heart, they are absorbed in me always, they have no time for anything else, only remembering me, then whatever they have I protect, and whatever they need, vahamyam means I bring it myself. I don't send it through FedEx. I don't empower the material energy to do something to bring what they need. Krishna said, I personally carry it on my own back, because it gives me happiness to serve my devotees. This is Krishna's happiness, to serve his devotees. So, goptrtve varanam, this is the angi of saranagati. Anga and angi, two things. Anga means limb, and angi means the body. So you have so many limbs, but all these limbs depend on the body from which they come. In fact, all the limbs, they are the body, but any one limb is not the whole body. So in the same way, are all the angas of saranagati, they are angas, but goptrtve varana is not anga. Goptrtve varna is angi. If that is not there, nothing is there. And only if that is there, can the others grow out of that. The others are extensions of that. Goptrtve varna, literally varan means to select. Goptrta, your guardian. Select. Who will protect me and maintain me throughout my life? You will. So now, I don't have to worry about anything. No headache. All my maintenance is your headache. Huh? Not my problem, it's your problem. Because you have promised in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna has promised. And he's only waiting, standing there waiting, for us to give him a chance to prove his promise is true. But we don't want to give him a chance. So okay, Krishna, I'll take care of everything. I'm going to make a farm and grow some food, just in case there's an economic collapse. So don't worry your mind about this, Krishna, I'm growing my own food. So, Goptrtve varna is the angi. Krishna will take care of everything. Then, Atmanikshepana karpani. Atmanikshepana means, oh Krishna, nothing is mine. Everything belongs to you. Even my own soul does not belong to me, my soul belongs to you. This is Atmanikshepana. We have a sense of mamata, minus, what belongs to me. But the thing that belongs to me more than anything that belongs to me is me. This has to stop. This is wrong attitude. Krishna said, Mamaivang so jiva loke. The jivas are mine. Mama eva angsa, they are mine. So if you think even your own atma is yours, you're wrong. Reality is Mamaivang so jiva loke. Krishna, jivas are mine. So to tell Krishna, my soul belongs to you. I live only for you. This is Atmanikshepana. Karpanya. Karpanya means Karpanya, humility. To consider oneself to be utterly worthless. To consider oneself to be quite incapable. And to have no good qualities. And to be thoroughly dependent in every second upon the mercy of Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas. This is Karpanya, humility. When these 6 angas of saranagati are situated steadily in our heart at every moment, then this combined sentiment, the combination of these sentiments combined together is called Shraddha. Shraddha, faith. And that is the seed of Bhakti Lata, the creeper of devotion. So until we have this, receive this seed, then our bhakti is not actual bhakti, it is the abhas, semblance. Looks like bhakti but not really. When bhakti is genuine, then bhakti parashana bhavo viraktir anyatcha chaisa trika eka kala prapadyamanasya yatasyatashu tusti pusti shud apayo nugasam. Just as when you eat food, then you taste it, you become full of energy. You were weak before, but now you become full of energy. And the hunger that you are feeling is gone as you're eating. And those 3 things are happening with each bite. It's increasing. So in the same way, if really we are practicing bhakti, then 3 things are happening at the same time. First, bhakti, that means our mood of service, our enthusiasm in the seva vritti, the tendency to serve is increasing. We're always looking to do more service. Not looking, how can I avoid service? God, there's so much to do here, the kitchen needs to be cleaning, I'm going. Quickly, before someone asks me to wash the pots. No. Looking for service always, how to increase the service and perform it more nicely. How to chant more. Serve Guru more. Fulfill the mission of our acharyas more. Always one is absorbed. Bhakti parashanuvaro, paresh anubhav. And if we are practicing bhakti, some realization should be coming. First, realization of tattva jnana. That is a sadharan sambandha. What is our relation to the body? Atma relation with the body and with Maya. Do you know the Atma Deha Sambandha? What is the Atma Deha Sambandha? Relation between Atma and the body. It is like the rabbit's horns. Have you seen the horns of a rabbit? No, you have never seen the horns of a rabbit. Cow has horns, and a bull has horns. Rabbits don't have horns. So no one has seen the horns of a rabbit. Why? Because they don't exist. So this is the relation between Atma and the body. Nothing. But we think there's relation. That feeling, that impression is called Maya. Ritertam yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani. The impression of that which has no value, no reality is called Maya. Tadvidyadatmano Maya. So, if we are rendering devotional service, actually we should start to realize this tattva first. And then when tattva jnana becomes mature, the sadharan sambandha, the general understanding of relation between Atma, Maya and Brahma, Krishna, then when it becomes more intense, it will become Vishesh Sambandha Jnana. That means knowledge of your individual particular relationship with Krishna. Who are you related with? Lord Ram? Lord Jagannath? Lord Nishingadev? Rukmini Dwakadish? Who are you related with? Or Krishna in Vrndavan? And with Vrndavan Krishna, how? Like a Sakha, coward boy? Or like a parent? Or like a gopi? So what is our Vishesh Sambandha Gyan? Our particular relationship with Krishna, it should be manifesting day by day. And surely it will come. Easily. Easily. For those who, they remember Gayatri mantras, their Diksha mantras given by Guru 3 times a day, on time, very, very carefully with the greatest honor, by the power of Gopal mantra, their Vishesh Sambandha, natural relationship will appear in the heart. So, this is real bhakti. First surrender. Krishna told Sarvadhamam Pirtyaja at the end of Bhagavad Gita. He told, surrender to me at the end of Bhagavad Gita. Why not? Why did he not say in the beginning? Because the living entities who are very much absorbed in the material life, they have no power to hear. They cannot hear it. They are separated from God by the mountains of pride. So Krishna is not told in the beginning. He's told in the end. Deliberated on it very carefully. What does it mean? Mamekam Sharanam Braja. Completely surrender to me. Think about it carefully. Krishna, in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, shows to Arjuna the universal form. Because before Arjuna was thinking, Krishna, it's a big problem. We have on this side my brothers and the army, on the other side Duryodhan and Bhishma and Drona, and now the 2 armies will fight and I don't want to do it. And he has a nervous breakdown. And he drops his bow and says, my mouth is dry, my hairs are standing on end. My skin is burning. He's completely in a crisis. When Krishna showed the universal form to Arjuna, he said, I'll show you something that you will be very interested in seeing. And when Arjuna saw the whole universe in the form of Krishna, he saw the past, the present, and also the future. And the future he saw was that all the warriors on both sides were rushing into the mouths of death. Time was devouring them. And Krishna told him, Arjuna, all the warriors on this battlefield have already been killed by me in my form of time. And all I'm asking you to do is become an instrument. Nimitta matram bhavasavya sachin. Just become an instrument. So then, when Krishna withdrew the universal form, then when Arjuna looked at the battlefield, everything looked different. Because he realized, there's no problem. Vasudeva sarvamiti. Krishna is everything and everywhere. Bahunam janmanamante jnanavam mam prapadyate. Vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlava. After many births and deaths, when one actually comes to the platform of knowledge, then he surrenders to Krishna. Why? Because there's nothing else to do. There is only Krishna. Vasudeva sarvamiti. But out of ignorance, we are thinking there are so many other options. But when he saw that everything was Krishna, and that he was, and the ego went away, that I am the doer, I am not. I can surrender to Krishna and become an instrument. So then Arjuna became very humble. And Krishna said to him, Sarvadanaman prityaja mamikam, surrender. So in our life we have to see, when will that point come when we will actually surrender? The example is given. If a fisherman wants to catch some fish, so first he comes to the bank of the river and he takes some bait and he throws it, scatters the bait here and there in the water. So then what happens? Oh, some fish they smell the bait in the water and they start to come and congregate in that area. Then the fisherman puts some bait on the hook and puts his hook in the water. So then some fish are swimming around. But one fish, they go near the hook and then they go away. But one of them sees, it's very delicious, and bites on the hook. But now he's stuck. And when he realizes he's stuck, now he tries to get away. So at that time the fisherman doesn't reel him in straight away. The fisherman, he lets the line go out a little bit, like this. And then the fish goes left, right, here and there, round and round in circles, he cannot get out, and the fisherman gives him some room to do this also. Why? Because if he tries to draw him in, it may be difficult. But if you let the fish go here and there and tire himself out, then when the fish is completely exhausted, then the fisherman, and then you'll bring him in very easily. So, who is fisherman? Krishna. And we are like the fish swimming in Maya, in the material energy. So first, Krishna, he sends some bait, scatters some bait. What is that? The sadhus come. And they're doing kirtan and telling Hari-Katha. Like this. By this kirtan and Hari-Katha, then some fish come and gather around. Like, what is this? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. But not all of them take the bait. The bait on the hook. Not all. Some they just come and look and they go away. In that lifetime they're not ready. But if someone, they have some sukriti, then they, oh, this Krishna consciousness is very good. I like it. So then they cultivate it. Now they start their devotional life. They begin to practice Krishna consciousness. So Krishna wants to bring them back to Goloka Vrndavan, but the problem is, they have too much ahankar still. They cannot understand what it means to surrender. Too much ahankar. So then Krishna, he gives them some more string, like that. And they run around here and there, doing so many things. I'm going to do this for Krishna, I'm going to do that for Krishna. Like this. They're running around here and there, but they're not surrendered. And they run here and there for 30, 40 years. After some time they get exhausted. And one day they read Bhagavad Gita. And now they understand. Oh yeah, I have to surrender to Krishna. And without any ego. I am doing everything from their heart. They tell, oh Krishna, I am yours. And they take complete saralta of Nam Sankirtan. Means they have come to the third verse of Shikshastakam. Trinadapi sunichena, tarodapi saishtana, amanena manatena, kirtaniya sadahari. Third verse of Shikshastakam refers to the level of Nishtha. It's just the level just before becoming a Vaishnava. Vaishnava is from Ruchi, pure Bhakti appears in the next verse. Hoitaki Bhakti, Bhavatat Bhakti, Hoitaki Tvai. Right? In the next verse. I just want that your devotion will awaken in my heart spontaneously at every moment. Why? Because it's starting to come, but not at every moment. So devotees pray. At every moment I want your Bhakti to awaken within you. See, Bhakti is not something that you can do. Bhakti is the vilas of Swarup Shakti. That means it is the play of Krishna's internal potency. So until we surrender and stop struggling, it will not appear in our heart and begin to play. So Nishtha, this stage is characterized by the verse Tanadapi Sunichena. This verse does not only tell to be humble, it also says Kirtaniya Sada Hari. That Nishtha is the stage where you chant Sada, continuously, all the time. We have to come to that stage. Nirantaryamai Nam Bhaja. Rupa Goswami said, Tadnama Rupa Charitadi Sukirtananu Smrityo Kramena Rasanama Nasini Yojja Tishtan Braje Tadanuragi Jananugami Kalam Nayad Akilam Iktupadesha Saram. It is so deep. This is the Upadesha Sar, the essence of all advice. And Srila Prabhupada gave a very beautiful translation. He said, the essence of all advice is that one should utilize one's full time, 24 hours a day, in nicely hearing and chanting. How many hours was that? 24. Actually, the Sanskrit doesn't say anything about 24, but Prabhupada has translated 24 hours. Very nice. Because it said Anu Kirtan. Anu means Nirantarimai, continuous Kirtan. So this is the essence of all advice. In Sri Harinam Chintamani and in Sri Chaitanya Shikshamrita, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has shown the actual process. He said, when the devotee enters into Madhyamadikar, then he tries to increase his chanting to 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs. And then, after doing this, very quickly the anarthas in the heart are dissipated. And the roop of Krishna appears, automatically, without any effort. Devotee doesn't have to try to remember, how is he again? Was that the right foot in front of the left foot, or the left foot in front of the right foot? This is called the kalpana, imagination. when one chants continuously, by the mercy of Nam Prabhu, automatically the beautiful Swarup of Krishna appears in you. And when Pratamam Namna Sravanam Takarnam Shuddhyatam Apaksham Shuddhai Cha Antakarane Rupa Shavanena Tadudo Yogyata Bhavati. Jiva Goswami is saying, in the beginning, the ability to even hear the name of Krishna depends on the Shuddhata, the purity of the Antakaran, the Chitta. So by chanting continuously, the Chitta becomes pure and then the form of Krishna awakens there, naturally. Not clearly at first, but gradually it becomes clear and then very, very clear. And when the form of Krishna has awakened fully, then Krishna's qualities begin to awaken. How he's very fragrant, how he's very compassionate, how his body is very soft and tender, how he's a genius. Well, 64 qualities are described in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. All these awaken one by one. And when the qualities are fully awakened, then Krishna's associates. What is Lalita like? What is Visakha like? What is Rupa Manjari like? What is Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda? What are they like? Nam begins to reveal his associates. When Nam shows us, gives the spurti in our heart of Krishna's associates, then you can follow one of them. And when you follow one of them, that's called Raganuga Bhakti, following a Ragatmik associate. If you have no realization what the associates are like, how can you follow them? It's impossible. Jiva Goswami said, Tasmin nana vikshepavati ruchabhavena ragatmik bhaktim shailim anabhijanati. In the absence of ruchi, one cannot understand the methods of service of Krishna's associates. So you cannot do Raganuga Bhakti until ruchi appears. And the Nam, Rup, Gun, Parikar and Lila are awakening in a sequence. That Kram means sequence. This is why Rupa Goswami is saying, Tan, Nama, Rupa, Chaitani, Sukirtananu, Smrityo, Kramena. In a sequence. Your mind becomes engaged in this by the power of Kirtan. So Kirtan, and after Kirtan, Anusmriti, the Smriti, the spontaneous remembrance that awakens in the wake of the Kirtan, is the Anusmriti. So they awaken. Then, Chistan Brajay Taranuraga Janamagam. As your senses, your spiritual senses are experiencing the form of Krishna, then your own form appears. As your spiritual senses are experiencing the qualities of Krishna, your own qualities appear. Like this. So along with the gradual realization of Krishna is, incidentally, is a realization of your own Swarup manifest. Understand? And then, situated in your Swarup, you can Tishtan Brajeta Anuragi Janam. So Rupa Goswami is explaining the true path of Raganuga Bhakti. The Sahajas, they don't want to accept. They want now. I will chant 16 rounds and then watch television, and I will also serve Radha Krishna in my mind. This is only kalpana in imagination. So, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, try to increase your chanting. Kirtaniya sadahari. Have nishta in chanting. 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs. Heart will become clear, and then all these esoteric realizations awaken naturally by the power of Nam Prabhu. You know, once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was in Jagannath Puri, and the Brahmanas were coming to him to extend invitations. Oh, please come and bless my house, accept prasadam in my house. Mahaprabhu said, I only accept the food in the house of Lakshishwar, means millionaire. Literally, Laksha means 100,000. So Lakshishwar means a person has 100,000 rupees. So 500 years ago, that was a lot of money. It was like more than a millionaire. So when Mahaprabhu told those poor Brahmins I only eat in the house of Lakshishwara. They became sad. They said, but we don't have lakhs of rupees, we have only a few rupees. Then Mahaprabhu said, Prabhu bole jano Lakshishwara bole kare, pratidina lakshanam jai grahan kare. Understand what I mean when I say Lakshishwara. Lakshishwara means who chants Lak, 100,000 names of Krishna every day. I only eat in his house. So then those Brahmins became very happy and they all started chanting 1 lakh every day so that Mahaprabhu would come to their house. Huh? So in the commentary to this verse, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur said, it is the first and foremost duty of all Gaudiya Vaishnavas to complete 64 rounds every day. Because this is the adhikar to begin bhakti. Why? Because a Vaishnava cannot eat bhog. Vaishnava who eats prasada, a Vaishnava means one who serves the deity. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not only the deity, he is the most munificent, he is the most merciful deity of all. Namo Mahavadanyaya. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I don't even take any water from you unless you chant 1 lakh every day. Understand? So this is the entrance, the beginning level of Vaishnavism. When Prabhupada came to the West and he gave initiation, he told everyone to chant 64 rounds. After some time he said that we cannot do it. He said, okay, 32. After some time he said, we cannot do it. He said, okay, 16, but not less than this. And Srila Prabhupada made this the minimum level to accept initiation from him. After some time, many devotees were in problems and some fighting was going on. And a devotee came to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, all the devotees are in Maya. Prabhupada said, what do you expect? I told you to chant 64 rounds. Huh? Right? Prabhupada said. I remember once, it was in France actually. What was that place called? Best Place. Srila Gurudev said, if you have begun chanting 64 rounds and still many years later you're still chanting 64 rounds, then you're in the same position. And this 16 rounds will not save you. He said, Gurudev said, it's like a drop of water in the desert. You're wandering in the desert, you are lost. You have no water. So, but then you find 1 drop. Will it save you? It's a drop, yes, but it cannot save you. Impossible. So, try to make an effort to increase chanting. How will it come? Eka kiyama nahi payava hainama sankirtani tumi kripa kari sada bindu diya deho Krishna namadane. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, O Vaishnava Thakur, Ekaki Amar nahi, by myself I don't have the strength to chant Harinam. So Vaishnava Thakur, please give me 1 drop of faith. Give me the faith in the holy name by which I can purchase the treasure of Nam Sankirtan. Goloke Prem Dan Harinam Sankirtan. The treasure of Nam Prem. So, any conditioned soul with an artist, they have no strength. And this is why Mahaprabhu told, we said this morning, the residents of Kulinagram, Prabhu Kahe Vaishnav Seva Nam Sankirtan. Chant holy names and serve pure Vaishnavas. Because by serving them, associating with them, the deep sanskar will come, deep impressions of how to chant deeply and with taste. And by their association, a power, the vritti of Ladini Shakti, Samvit Shakti, the power of Bhakti, by serving pure Vaishnava, it's transferred into our heart. Then, heart becomes nirvikar. No wobbling. around like this. Mind is not attracted here and there anymore. Now my nishta fixed. And we can surrender, take shelter of Nam Prabhu. Then, gradually, Nam reveals everything. In addition to this, chanting, one should hear Hari-Katha, because it will nourish our sambandha, our relation with Krishna. And by hearing Hari-Katha, especially about the services of the devotee we want to follow, how the gopis are serving Radha and Krishna. Hearing this, when the heart is chitta is clean, then the beauty, just as the rays of the moon shine in a crystal. So when we hear the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, then the sweetness of the services of their maidservants, that is like a moon. And the rays of that moon begin to glitter in our purified heart. And this shining of the heart with the sweetness of the services of the gopis, this is called ruchi, taste. Then when we engage in bhakti, not because Gurudev said I have to do it, not only because of this, not only because if I don't do it I'll go in Maya, or I have to go in the cycle of birth and death, or because I'm a jiva so it's my duty to do it. But when we are impelled to engage in hearing and chanting, attracted by the sweetness, that glow in the heart, of the sweetness of Krishna's associates, their services, when activities are impelled by that, then it's called Raganova Bhakti, no longer called Vaidhi Bhakti. So that devotee will still follow all the rules and regulations. Difference between Vaidhi Bhakti and Raganuga is only pravritti. Why? What is the instigation? What is making you engage in bhakti? That is the difference. So please come in the morning, 6 o'clock for Mangalarti, then sit with us for 3 hours and chant without moving, like a statue. Turn everything, eyes off, ears off, mouth off, skin off, all senses off. And only by your heart hear the vibration of Krishna's name. Your mind will scream, I don't want to do it, do something else, let's go. Yeah? Don't listen to the mind. Because now mind knows that it's all over. No more material existence. If one will actually deeply chant the holy names. That's it. So now, yesterday, what were we discussing yesterday?
You were explaining about Uddhava.
Uddhava. Gatschudhava vrjam somya pritrona pritimava. Krishna himself is describing the love of Braja Gopis for him to Uddhava. Krishna has just come back from Gurukul, back to Mathura. And he wants to go back to Vrndavan, but he cannot. Because now many demons around the world, they all want to attack him. And Vrndavan, there are no soldiers there. It's not a fort, it's not fortified. If the demons will go there, it will be a complete disaster. But Mathura is full of warriors. But even Mathura, when Jarasandha attacked, he was smashing the city. At that time, even the Brijbasis, they were displaced. They had to leave Braj because millions of soldiers came. You know? Jarasandha came 18 times. And the 18th time, he came with 23 Akshahinis of soldiers. So in the whole battle of Kurukshetra, there are only 18 Akshahinis. You know, the Pandavas had 7 and the Kauravas had 11. So he came with 18, 23, He came with 5 more Akshahinis than all the soldiers on both sides of the battle of Kurukshetra to attack Mathura. And he didn't come alone. Because at the same time, Kala Yavan attacked Mathura with 33 million Yavana soldiers. So, the whole of Braj was full of overrun with demons. The Brijbasis were displaced. They became like refugees. They had to leave at that time. And they were very, very worried about Krishna. And Jarasandha was smashing the city. So one night, all the residents of Mathura went to sleep. And when they woke up in the morning, they're in a beautiful city, fortified in the middle of the ocean. Complete safety. This is how Krishna, all the Mathura Basis emigrated to Dwarka. Just they fell asleep one night, when they woke up in the morning they were. How is it possible? Yogamaya has done it. Yogamaya has done it. So Gurudev used to say in the same way, you think, how will I go to Goloka Vrindavan? Don't worry about it. Just follow the instructions of your Gurudev very carefully, and you'll see one day by Yogamaya, you are in Goloka Vrindavan. Krishna, his Yogamaya does this impossible feat. Yes. So, Krishna, he wanted to fortify the hope of the Brijbasis. They had some hope that Krishna would return. But it was very fine, ashatantu, like the fiber in the stem of a lotus. So, to steady their hope, Krishna, he wanted to send someone. So he decided to send Uddhava. But to persuade Uddhava to go was not so easy because Uddhava is very attached to Krishna. You know? At the end of Krishna's Leela in Dwarka, Krishna told Uddhava, oh, I want you to go to Bhadikashram. Then Krishna went to Prabhas. And when in Prabhas, in the last moment when he was sitting, and all the other Vamsi dynasty were destroyed, then Uddhava came. He said, what are you doing here? I could not leave you. You see? So even though Krishna had sent him to Bhadikashram, he didn't go, he followed from at some distance. He followed. He cannot give up Krishna. He's Vrishninam Pravaro Mantri. Didn't learn from yesterday. Krishna Syadaita Saka Shisho Braspite Sakshad Uddhavo Buddhi Sattama. Whole verse, write down, and then this is your homework. Before the next day you try to learn. So we explained this verse in some detail, something yesterday. So Uddhava is very attached. How can Krishna inspire Uddhava to go and leave him and go somewhere else? So to do this, Krishna began to explain to him the love of the gopis of Vrndavan. He wanted to persuade Uddhava that, oh Uddhava, I am not here in Mathura fully. I am fully there. Vallabho me madatmika. You know, Krishna said, Sadhavo hridayam mayam sadhanam hridayam talam. I am in the heart of my devotees, and devotees are my heart. So Krishna is telling Uddhava, I am fully there, not here. If you go there, you will realize it. And he described the sweetness of Gopi's love. Gatsuddhava brajam somya pritro now pritimavaha gopinam madviyogadim matsandesha vimocha. Go, Uddhava, console our parents and free the gopis from the intense pain of separation they are feeling. How are they? Taman manaska mat prana madarte chaktadaika mameva daitam prestam atmanam manasagata ye chakta loka dharmascha madarte tan vibhamyaham. Krishna said, oh Uddhava, taman manaska mat prana. They have given their minds completely to me. Taman manaska, mat prana, they have given their pran to me. Madarte, for my sake only. Chaktadayika, they have given up everything connected with the body and mind, and all things connected to the body, their husbands, their children, their family members, everything. You know, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, Sarva bhuyatamam bhuya asridu mei paramam vacha istosi mei dadaiti vakshaishami te hitam. Hey Arjun, I have told you Guya Vidya, secret knowledge about Brahman. I told you Guyatara, more secret knowledge about Paramatma. But now, Sarva Guyatamam. And now, Arjun, I will tell you the highest secret of all. Srinu me paramam vacha. Listen to my supreme instruction. Istosi me didaiti. Because you are dear to me. Because you are very dear to me. I am telling you this, it's for your benefit. And then what did Krishna say? Man mana bhava man. Man mana. Give your heart, absorb your mind in me. So Krishna has said this in Gita, but he did not give an example. But here in Srimad Bhagavatam, speaking to Uddhava, Krishna is giving the example of this verse, man mana. Tha man manaska mat prana. It means that because the gopis have given their mind to me, I am very far away. So their mind is not staying with them. So they appear to be unmad. A mad person means a person who lost his mind. Right? So Krishna said, Taman manaska, they gave their mind to me, I have gone far away, so they are there with no mind. So they appear to be unmad. Mat prana, they have given their pran to me. I have gone far away. So if the pran goes far away, then that is dead body. So gopis appear to be mritavat, as if dead. This is one of the 10 stages of separation. The last stage of separation is called mrityu, death. It's not death, but it's as if dead, because one's pran has gone far away with Krishna. Once, one devotee in Navadvip, Gurudev was sitting and chanting. He was in a very deep mood on the balcony outside Param Gurudev's room. And a devotee said, Gurudev, he said that the 10th stage of loving separation is death. But in the spiritual world, there's no death. So how can it be? Gurudev said, it is 1,000,000 times worse than death. So Krishna is saying, Taman manaska mat prana madarte chaktadaika. If Uddhava will say, if they have given their heart, they have given their pran and everything to you, and they cannot live in separation from you, why don't they just come here to Mathura? It's not so far away. So in reply, Krishna said, madarte, for my sake. For my sake they don't come. Because when I was leaving, I promised them, I'll come back. So, because I have told them, that essentially means you wait here, I'm coming. Right? I'm coming back. So even though they can hardly live without me, Dharayanti atikritschena praya pranam katanchana prachagamana sandesha valabo me madatmaka. Krishna said, they are barely holding on to their life, just in the hope of hearing some news that I'll come very soon. And this is why I'm sending you. Uddhava was astonished. So when Krishna took Uddhava to the chariot, it was the same chariot that Akrura had brought him from Vrndavan to Mathura. He took Uddhava to the chariot. And Uddhava got on the chariot and he began to leave Krishna. Srila Jiva Goswami said, it wasn't the horses that were pulling Uddhava on the chariot to Vrndavan. What was it? It was his icha to realize the sweetness of Gopi's love. Because before, he was in Mathura, and so we are situated in the place connected to our bhav. Understand? Where is your bhav? That's where you live. If you have material bhav, material feelings, you live in the material world. Yam yam bhapismaram bhavam chajatyanti kalevaram tam tame vaiti kontiya satat at bhava bhavita. Sadat had bhava bhavita. Always, wherever your feeling is, your bhav, you go there. So Uddhava, he has the Aishwarya Mishrit Sakhya. He has friendship to Krishna mixed with Aishwarya. So he's living in Mathura because his bhav is there. But by hearing the glories of Braj Gopis from Krishna, the desire came to experience, at least see for himself, the Madhurya Bhav, very sweet human-like love. And so, because his desire to experience Madhurya overpowered his desire to experience the Aishwarya, so, Sadat Bhava Bhavitaha, he was carried by that greed. Not the horses. That's their external cause. His greed was carrying him to Vrndavan. Krishna has described the glories of gopis to Uddhava in Srimad Bhagavatam 2 times. Once before he sent Uddhava to Vrndavan, and once in Krishna's last moments in this world, just before he was leaving. He glorified the gopis to Uddhava also. That is in the 11th canto. So Srila Sanatana Goswami has said a very wonderful thing. He said that there were certain things that Krishna could not say to Uddhava before he sent him to Vrndavan. That after Uddhava had been to Vrndavan, then Krishna, he could talk to him about that. There were certain things that he could say. So when we compare the two glorifications of the gopis by Krishna, first the one spoken in Mathura before sending Uddhava, and then at the end of his Leela, after Uddhava had been to Vrndavan, when we compare these two, the second one is superior. It has many qualities. There are things that Krishna could not express. So, Sanatana Goswami Pad has put these verses in the Bhakti Rasayana. When Krishna was telling Uddhava about different types of devotees, different levels of sadhus, he was describing this sadhu, and then this sadhu is better than this sadhu, then this sadhu is better than this sadhu. And when he came to the end, the highest sadhu, who is the highest sadhu? Na parayam niravadya samyudyam swasadu krityam vibudayusha piva yam ma bhajan durjaya geya srinkala samvrishya tadva pratiyatu sadhuna. 2 times in this verse, in Raslila, when Krishna said, I cannot repay you for your sadhu kritya. You are such sadhus. That means so liberal, so generous, so pure-hearted, so loving. This is these are all the meanings of sadhu. So I cannot repay you your compensation. What is the payment for such love? Only the love itself is the payment. That love is so anandamoy, so full of joy. It does not require any other payment but itself. So Krishna said, let your own sadhuta, the sadhu qualities, they are the compensation, because I cannot repay. So when Krishna was telling Uddhava about different levels of sadhus, came to the gopis. Then Krishna said to Uddhava, Ta navidan mai anusanga badha diya somatmana madastatedam yatha samado muni obditoye nadya pravishta eva nama rupe. This is one epic verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. It has so many thousands of meanings. profound meanings. All our acharyas have commented in different ways. And it's already 9:45. So we have to be up all night. Okay, can try to say a few words. The basic meaning is this. Krishna said, just as the munis, the great sages, when they go into samadhi, they forget their own names, they forget their own forms. Just as the rivers enter into the ocean, when they enter, then you no longer call it the Ganges or the Nile or the Mississippi or anything else. So just as when the rivers enter the ocean, they give up their names and forms. Just as when sadhus enter into samadhi and their chitta becomes absorbed in Brahman, they forget who am I. They can't even be called munis anymore because they're not doing manan. Because in samadhi, all mental activities have stopped. So, in the same way, in similar way, in a similar way, the Braj Gopis, their hearts being bound to me by deep attachment to my beauty and qualities and pastimes, they forgot even their own names, their own forms, and just remain always in samadhi, remembering me. Why is Krishna saying this? Because, first of all, one may say, how can the gopis be the greatest sadhus? Because the sadhu has no house, no family or anything, and goes and lives alone in the forest. He's given up everything to do his meditation. But gopis, they live in a village. They're making butter every day, milking cows and doing so many things. So how can they be the greatest sadhus? Krishna said, no, just as the sadhus, they forget everything and are absorbed in samadhi. So the gopis, they forget everything, even being in their home. So they are superior. Just like a person may meditate, but if they're surrounded by fire, then they feel uncomfortable. But being surrounded by fire, and your meditation is so deep, you don't even feel any heat of the fire, then your meditation is deeper. So the gopis, being in the fire of the household life, never feel it. And so their absorption in me is superior to the absorption of the great munis. Another question comes. That is, that the munis, the sages, they do the Vaishnava Ashtanga Yoga. They also do Yam and Niyam and Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dharan, and they gradually try to go in samadhi, meditating on Krishna. So, they do very hard endeavor. And after a long time, with a hard endeavor, for a moment, they may get a glimpse of Krishna in samadhi. But the Braj Gopis, sukhena, without any prayas, without any endeavor at all, they're already in a complete trance of remembering me. So how much superior sadhus the gopis are to all these sadhus are doing sadhana? Gopis are spontaneously. Then, another thing, when the munis, they go into trance, at that time, they even forget, they go into the asampragyata samadhi. They forget their own names and their own forms. But Krishna said they also forget my name and my form. Asampragyata samadhi. So in that state, it is almost similar to Sushupti, like a deep sleep. No experience at all. So what is the use of their samadhi? But when gopis become absorbed in me and forget everything, they don't go into the shunya, into the emptiness, but rather they experience my names, my qualities, my forms and pastimes in newer and newer ways at every moment. So they have the vaichittata, varieties, ever increasing varieties of joy. See, Krishna is saying, Uddhava, you may raise a question, and that is, perhaps you know, when Durvasa Muni went to Vaikuntha, being chased by the Sudarshan Chakra, then he begged, "Oh Lord Narayan, please save me." Lord Narayan said, "No." "Don't you have any mercy for me?" Lord Narayan said, "Where does mercy live? In the heart. But sadhavo hridayam maya. My heart lives with the sadhus. So if you want mercy, you come to me. You came to the wrong place because my heart is with the Vaishnava. If you want to get Krishna's mercy, don't go to Krishna, go to the Vaishnava, because his heart is there. That's where mercy flows. So Krishna said to Durvasa at that time, "Naham atmanam asase mad bhakta sadubhi bina sriyam chatyanti kim brahman yesham gatir aham para." O Brahman, without my devotees, mad bhakta, without my devotees, I have no desire to enjoy my opulences or even my own self. Krishna's self, his Atma, has joy. He has Swarupananda, the joy that comes from himself. But he has Swarup Shakti Ananda, the joy that comes from his Swarup Shakti. He has Sriyam, means from Lakshmi Devi and all of his opulences. So Krishna said, without my devotees, I have no desire to enjoy my opulences. I have no desire even for my own Atma. It's very sweet, very deep. In other words, Krishna says, without your Atma, then what are you? Nothing. In other words, Krishna is saying, I cannot live without my devotees. So, if someone will say, the gopis are in the category of Krishna's opulences, Sri. Lakshmi sahasra satasam brahmasevyamanam govindamadi purusam tamam bhajami. So the gopis are in the category of opulences, and Krishna's devotees are more dear. Because he has said this to Durvasa Rishi. The sadhus, mad bhakta sadhu bina. Without my sadhus, I don't want to enjoy Shri, my opulences. So someone may say, so the gopis they are, Lakshmis they are Shri, so the sadhus are more dear. And this is why Krishna is telling Uddhava this verse in the prakarnam, in the context of describing different levels of sadhus. To say, no, the gopis, they are sadhus. So without the gopis, I have no desire to enjoy my opulences. In other words, without the gopis, I don't want to live. Actually. So, when Krishna sent Uddhava to Vrndavan, he could not tell this to Uddhava. Why? Because what he'll tell to Uddhava, Uddhava will tell to the gopis. And if gopis will hear this, they will be in pain. So it's practical for the gopis. And this is why Krishna could not say this to Uddhava, Gacchuddhava Brajam Swam, when he sent him to Vrndavan. But later, when Krishna was about to leave this world and describing the glories of the gopis to Uddhava, at that time, he did not say directly to Uddhava, I don't want to live without the gopis. Because it would give Uddhava pain. But he has implied it by describing the gopis in the prakarana, at the end of the prakarana of all sadhus. Understand? Another deep meaning in this verse. I am telling many meanings. This is for your bhajan. Understand? This is for bhajan. Chant Hari-Katha. And when your mind is steady, Nishta has come, and Ruchi is coming, then you remember the Rasayan, the nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam, each point. And this is called Mantramaya Upasana. It is the first stage of bhajan. So, in the previous verse, Krishna said Maya means by me. So this word from the previous verse as adhikar over the verse we are discussing today. If we take the meaning in this way, then it means as the gopis forget themselves, they don't remember who they are. All their chitta vritti, their buddhi has transformed and become a kamadenu, a wish-fulfilling cow, which is only contemplating how to fulfill all my wishes. Gopis are like this. Their buddhi has become kamadenu, a wish-fulfilling cow. How can Krishna be happy? So Krishna said, as the gopis, being deeply attached to remembering my sweet pastimes, they forget their own name and form. I, in comparison with them, I cannot forget my name and form. I am here, I never forget that I am Krishna. I remember that I am Bhagavan. Here, diya swatmanam atastadedam. The gopis forget adha and idam. That means they forget about their own benefits, their own activities, dharma, artha, karma, moksha. Idam in this life and adha afterwards in the next life. Now if you take this verse to apply to Krishna, it means Krishna is saying, as they forget everything, I cannot forget, I remember who I am Krishna. And I cannot forget idam, those who are close to me. In other words, my associates in Dwarka. And adaha, and those who are far away. Even my parikaras in Vaikuntha. I cannot forget them. Therefore, the gopis, how they love me, the love that they have for me, I don't have such love for them. So even though I cannot forget that my name is Bhagavan, but I should give up this name. Because I have promised, Yeya tamam prapadyante tangstataiva bhajamyaham. As anyone surrenders to me, as anyone loves and serves me, I reciprocate in the same way. But by this verse, Krishna is saying, I never forget that I am Krishna. So I cannot reciprocate with them. So even though I remember I am Bhagavan, I should give up this name because they have broken my promise. Krishna is remembering when he was young and he began to feel the spontaneous attraction to the Brajagopis. And he was playing secretly pastimes with many gopis, but he had never met with the daughter of Vrishabhanu Maharaj. He had not met with Radhika. So at that time, Radharani, she was also very attracted to Krishna. Her grandmother Mukara came to Purnamasi and said, Purnamasi Devi, please help. I think that my granddaughter has become afflicted with an incurable disease. Really, what happened? When she sees a peacock feather, she just starts crying. And if she sees a gunji berries, then she's trembling and becomes senseless. Then Purnamasi Devi was laughing. Yes, I know what this problem is. So Purnamasi, she said to Vrinda Devi, how wonderful it is that the sages try to absorb their mind in Krishna. But they cannot realize him. His form is not appearing in their mind. But this girl, the form of Krishna is appearing in her heart at every moment and she's trying to get him out. What kind of love is this? Pida virna vakala kuta katata garvasya nirvasano nisyandainu mudam sudha madurimahanka rasankochana prema sundari nanda nandana paro jagati yasyantare jayante sputamasya vakramadaraste naiva vikrantaya. Purnamasi Devi said, who can understand the effects of this prem? It is like a poison. Not a poison that's been in a bottle on a shelf for 5 years. But navakala kuta, fresh poison. Fresh from the serpent. Directly fresh from the serpent. Garavasya nirvasana. And if the fresh poison from a serpent is proud of his power to give pain to someone, then the effect of this love for Krishna is such, Garavasya nirvasana, that it completely vanquishes the pride of that fresh poison. It is more severe, more deadly. Not only that, Nisyandainu mudam sputa mudrimahankara ankara sankochana. Not only is it poisonous and painful, but at the same time, it is more than nectar. You know, all the demons and demigods, they worked hard churning the ocean of milk. And they needed the help of 4 incarnations of Bhagavan. Kurma came underneath Mandara mountain. Narayan came on the top of the Mandara mountain. Another form of Vishnu was helping churn. And then another form of Vishnu came, Dandantari. And by all their combined efforts, one small pot of nectar came. But this love for Krishna is like what? Monsoon of nectar is coming. But even not like that. A monsoon of nectar can give joy. But the joy that this prem gives, ankara sankochana, the ego of a shower of nectar becomes shy, sankoch, in the presence of this love. So only those in whose heart this love has appeared can feel vikrantaya, the attack of the simultaneous sweet and painful effects of love. This is what Radharani is experiencing. So Radharani, she could not tolerate it. So she decided, I have to write a letter to the son of Nanda Maharaj. I'll write a love letter to him, to let him know. And then perhaps he might meet with me. So her Sakhis gave her one lotus leaf. And Radharani wrote a message on the lotus leaf. And then gave this message to Lalita and Visakha. So then Lalita and Visakha set out, carrying the secret message from their Sakhi. This is a very dangerous thing in Vedic society. So Radharani is married. Radharani is married to Abhimanyu. So to write a love letter to a boy, this is... Please come. Cell phone's off. So then very secretly her confidants, their intimate friends, Lalita and Visakha, set off and they were going through the forest of Vrndavan. And by good fortune they saw there was Krishna and Madhumanga. Krishna saw Lalita and Visakha there. He said, oh Sakhis, have you come here to pick flowers, to pick some petals? Lalita Sakhi said, I have not come here to pick a petal, I have come here to give a petal. And she gave the petal, rolled up. to Krishna. So Krishna took the petal and handed it to Madhavana. Read it. So then Madhamangal opened the petal. He said, what's the use of this petal? It just has some letters on it. Why are there no candies inside? No laddus. Just some letters. No candies, this is useless. Krishna said, just read the letter, please. Madhavana said, so before you recite anything, you should give your pranam. She said, even though we know about the generosity of the cowherd people, still, because the wives of the Yagik Brahmanas, they fed us so sumptuously. First of all, I give my pranam to the Brahmanas. Then, after giving his pranams, oh my God, gave pranam to them, and then he did his recitation. The beauty of your form has captured my heart, and therefore, wherever I go, in any direction, I cannot escape. I see that you are standing there blocking my path. When Krishna heard this, he said, read it again. Again he read. The beauty of your form has entered my heart in such a way that I cannot escape. Wherever I go, I see you are there blocking my path. Krishna was in ecstasy. But Krishna is very kautuki, you know, very playful. He's always curious, if I do this, what will happen? So then Krishna became very grave. What is this? What are these girls writing? This is against Dharma. This is quite wrong. You know, I am a cowherd boy. With my friends and with the cows, I wander here and there in the forest, avoiding all ladies and all talk and thoughts about ladies. And now someone has made this indecent proposal. Madhamangal, let's leave at once. I don't want to be polluted by these bad girls. And Krishna began walking up and down, as if he was indignant. Let's go at once and we'll tell the elders of the village what they've done. Then Madhamangal said, yes, oh Brahmachari Shiromani. We should at once go and tell the elders of the village about their nefarious activities. So then, Krishna, he said, how can I be involved in adharma? Madhamangal is a Brahmin, he's always watching me and he's very strict in dharma. And my friend Sridham, he's watching me, trying to find fault so much, even at night he cannot sleep. And Kamsa Maharaj also, he's the king of this area. If anyone will do something wrong, he'll punish them severely. So then, Visakha was thinking, he doesn't mean it. So she thought, I have this garland of Radharani. If I put it on him, then his real feelings will come. So then, she took the garland and put it around Krishna's neck. And Krishna immediately took it off and gave it to Lalita. Madhavanga, let's go. Then Lalita was crying, oh Radhika, Why did you fall in love with this wretch? Could have been anyone but not him. And she was so upset. Visakha said, now we've seen the nishtha, the steadiness of the celibacy of this boy who's dancing with all the gopis of Vrndavan. Why all of a sudden he became religious? We know that he's playing with so many gopis, but now he became religious all of a sudden. And so they left. So they went back and they went to see Radharani. And they told her what happened. Then Radharani, she was crying. She said, oh, you tell my mother-in-law, I have gone to Prashkan Tirtha. There is Dwadashaditya Tila, I have gone to worship the sun god there. So then Radharani and Lalita, they set off and they went to the bank of Jamuna. Near Dwadashaditya Tila there is a temple of the sun god. Just like the gopis go to Suryadev temple. So in Vrndavan, just in front of Madan Mohan, there's a hill. There's a temple of the sun god there. Radharani goes there to worship something. So Radharani, she thought, now my life is ruined. And she was walking towards the Prashkan Tirtha. Radharani said to Visakha, what is this? The sun is setting in the east. And it's not time yet. The sun sets in the west. Said, why is the sun setting in the east? It's not time, because all the sky was ablaze with the golden, with a reddish glow. Visakha said, this is not the sun setting in the east. This is the effulgence of the roses of Prashkan Tirtha. Even today in Prashkan Tirtha, many roses are growing. Very beautiful. You should come and stay there. Our new ashram is in Prashkan Tirtha. So, they walked there and saw, because the sun god temple is there, and just as you worship Shiva with bell leaves, just as you worship Durga with hibiscus, just as you worship Vishnu with tulsi, you worship Surya with red roses. So they walked and they saw a field of red roses. And they came there, and they came onto the bank of the Jamuna. There in Prashkan Tirtha, Radharani said to Visakha, oh Visakha, after I am gone, I want you to pick one flower for every time I have bathed in this place. Visakha was crying. At that time, at some distance, Krsna and Madhumangal were talking together. Krsna began to have some doubt about what he'd done. He thought, oh no, what did I say? She has such sweet and tender love for me, and now I have completely rejected her. What if she changes her mind? Then what will I do? She's so extraordinarily sweet, more than any other gopi of Vrndavan. I'm thinking about her all the time. Now if she'll change her mind, then I'll regret it for my whole life. Why did I speak such harsh words? Just when my desire was about to bear fruit, I cut down the tree. Then Krsna thought, there's only one way we can solve this. I have to write a love letter to her quickly. So then, he said, Madhumangal, if I make a letter which is scented with roses, it will be very attractive. Love letter should have a nice fragrance. So Krsna and Madhumangal, they set off to go to Prashkan Tirtha. They did not know Radhika was there. So as they approached the Prashkan Tirtha, they saw all the red roses. Krsna said, oh Madhumangal, look, these roses are thieves. They have stolen the luster of the lips of Srimati Radhika. This place is such a Uddhava. Prashkan Tirtha. You know what Prashkan means? Oh, it's too secret. I'll tell you when we go there on Brajmando Parikrama. So, Krishna said, these roses have stolen the luster of the lips of Vrishabhanu Nandini. Madhumanga, he told Madhumanga, you pick some of these roses and squeeze the juice, and I'll write the love letter with the juice of these red roses. So then Madhumanga began to pick and squeeze like this. And then Krishna, he said, why is it that the whole forest seems to be bathed in a beautiful golden glow? I can hear Anekamantanada manjunu puraravaskalat samajaraja hamsavam sanikvanati. A very beautiful sound, more beautiful than the warbling of Rajahansa swans, coming from the ankle bells of some young maiden. Quickly, Madhumanga, let's hide. So then Madhumanga and Krishna, they hid in the roses. Can you translate?
Yeah.
Okay. I give you a few seconds to catch up.
Just,
Yes.
entonces, Krishna le dice a Madhumanga, ¿de dónde viene ese sonido? Estaban cantando de Hari-Katha. Y le dice, ¿de dónde viene ese sonido? Suena como las campanillas de una doncella. Ven, rápido, vamos a escondernos. Thank you.
So then, Radharani,
Y en ese momento,
she said to Lalita,
le dijo a Lalita,
she was crying,
Radharani estaba llorando.
and she took off her necklace,
Y se
and
quitó.
she put her necklace on Visakha.
Y
Not Lalita, Visakha was
era
there.
en Visakha.
She gave to Visakha. Then Visakha began to cry.
Entonces Visakha
Why?
empezó a llorar.
Because when a person is about to die, before they die, they distribute all their beloved possessions to their associates. So when Radharani was giving her necklace, then Visakha realized, oh, now she wants to give up her life. Visakha said, oh Radhika, you are famous for having so many qualities, for your patience, for your gambhir, your profound nature, your gravity. Why have you lost all these qualities now? Be patient, wait. Radharani said, the beauty of Krishna is like the Agastya Muni who swallows the ocean of my patience. Krishna has stolen all my qualities. And Krishna was in the bushes and he was watching Radharani. And he said, and Radhika, you have stolen all my qualities. So he cannot wait to meet with her. Then Radharani said, Akarunya Krishno yadima etavagam katamidam. Akarunya Krishno mayi tava agam katamidam. If Krishna, oh Lalita, Visakha, mudama rodhi me kuru paramiham uttarakritim tamalasya skande vihita bujavali rehimam yatha brindaranye chirad avichalatis tattunu. Oh Visakha, why are you crying? If Krishna will not show any kindness to me, it's not your fault. So why are you crying? Can you do one thing for me? What? My funeral ceremony. Funeral ceremony. Antarakriti means funeral ceremony. Yeah, that's it. Then Visakha was crying more. Radhika said, you should do my funeral ceremony in this way. You should take the arms of my dead body and wrap them around a tamal tree here on the bank of Jamuna. So at least my body can stay here, embracing tamal tree, which looks a little like Krishna, and I will be undisturbed. Then Radhika said, before I die, I want to see him one more time. Krishna was watching from the bushes. Such love I have never seen. Such separation. Radha and Krishna have not even met each other yet. And she's feeling such separation. This is called Purva Raga. Purva Raga. Radhika said, give me a picture of Krishna. Because before Visakha had made a painting of Krishna. Visakha said, I don't have the painting with me. And I have no leaves to make another one. Then Radharani said, all right, then I'll paint a picture of Krishna in my meditation. And she sat down on the bank of Jamuna. She began to meditate on Krishna's form. Then Krishna, he could not check himself any longer. And from his hiding place, he came running out. And he stood in front of Radhika looking at her, enchanted by her beautiful eyes, with the very thick eyelashes, and teardrops are coming through the eyelashes. Very beautiful eyebrows. Krishna was fascinated. Visakha said, oh Radhika, your meditation has borne fruit. Right? Because when you meditate, now you appear before me. He said, Radhika, open your eyes. Then Radhika opened her eyes and saw Krishna was there. He said, what kind of sweet dream is this? Yeah? Am I dead yet? Maybe I died and went to heaven. And she was looking at Krishna and Krishna was looking at Radhika. They are very young. Attracted spontaneously to each other. But they had no interaction yet. Krishna was overwhelmed with joy. And then just at that moment, hey you rake, get out of here! Jyotila arrived. Because Radhika told my mother-in-law I've gone to the Dwadasha Jyotila, so she was suspicious, so she had come there. So Jyotila came there and said, oh, you boy, don't look with crooked eyes at my daughter-in-law. Madhumanga said, hey, Krishna never looks with crooked eyes. Krishna's eyes are full of compassion. You're the one who has eyes which are squinting, because you're looking at Krishna like this. Madhumanga said, you should give a benediction to your own eyes. Mangalam bhavatu, oh dear eyes, may you not squint anymore. Jyotila said, Krishna, you should get out of here. Krishna, I'll leave when I want to leave. Why do I have to go? I'll tell you why. Because I have heard so many rumors about you. And only my daughter-in-law has escaped, untouched by these rumors. And then Jyotila, she took Radharani and took her away from there. So this is the called Parvarag, separation. The sweet love of Radha and Krishna in Vrndavan, the separation before meeting. If Radhika's separation in Parvarag is like this, then how is her separation after meeting Krishna? Understand? After Rasalila. And if her separation after meeting Krishna, after Rasalila, when Krishna is in Vrndavan is like this, what is her separation like when Krishna leaves and goes far away to Mathura and Dwarka? So Krishna, he's trying to describe this to Uddhava. Daryantati kritschena praya pranan katanchana. How Krishna described that separation, we'll tell tomorrow. Gaur Premanand.